Hi everyone, welcome to Eating Peace this week. It's Grace. Hello. So I love it when people ask me questions about the work or self-inquiry or eating or cravings or anything. Speak to this. And somebody asked me in last week's video through the comments if I could speak to meditation and inquiry. What is a good meditation for inquiry? And I had several things. I loved thinking about this because, first of all, meditation has become so incredibly powerful and beautiful for me, and I used to hate it. The first time I ever went on a meditation retreat, whether you've got a lot of experience with meditation or not, you know that what it usually looks like is a person sitting very still, maybe in a certain special position, a lotus position, or on a chair, upright, not asleep, with their eyes closed, completely still, right? That's meditation. And then people will speak about walking meditation, or, well, that's the main one that comes to mind, where that might be a little bit different. I'm going to mention that one today. But when I first ever tried to do meditation, sitting in a chair with my eyes closed, no special techniques, no religion, no structure, I could last about 5 minutes, but I rarely, if ever, did it on my own. I eventually went to a meditation retreat that was 1 week long, and throughout the entire afternoon, from a midday meal into the evening, there were sessions of 40-minute sit meditations, followed by 30 minutes of walking, stretching, do whatever you want with your body, but remain in silence. And then come back 40 more minutes of sitting meditation, 30 minutes of movement and walking. Now that's a very deep immersion into meditation and silence. It's sort of as a practice. Everyone's there in a group doing it together, which I also feel is incredibly valuable. I cannot tell you how much I've gotten from doing group inquiry, group meditation, group therapy, all kinds of beautiful things in the world done as a group, because there's a lot of time spent right here inside my own mind, and having access to other people and the support and contact and connection with others is incredible. So one thing you can do is find a group out there that is offering meditation classes, meditation 101, some sort of meditation, so that you can go and sit and be quiet and maybe get some questions answered when you're in the middle of that process. But I know that's not easy for everybody. When I first went to that meditation retreat, I thought I was going to die, crawl out of my skin. I was like, the feeling was, I can't stand this. It's either boring or aggravating, or like there's this frustration with the silence of the environment that I had no idea I would be faced with. Amazing. My own mind felt like a dark, disturbing place to be. And when I shut my eyes and sat in silence without any conversations, that's what I got to face. So inquiry, self-inquiry, usually comes out of stressful experience, right? You have a contact with somebody, you wind up having a reaction, or here we are, and we're talking so much about eating, craving, gobbling, feeling emotional as we eat. And so we're reacting to sort of our experience about life and what's going on, acting it out through food, finding comfort or finding something through food. Definitely doesn't feel very meditative. So how do we do that with inquiry? Well, the first thing I wanted to say was sometimes we're really stirred up with inquiry, so it's hard to sit down and close your eyes and be still. If you aren't used to doing that, or you feel like there's a lot of energy happening in your body, you can walk. Walking meditation. Pace. Pace right inside the middle of your house. Pace. And here's one thing that you can ask. In the process of inquiry, especially the simple way, doing the work of Byron Katie, which I love so much, we wonder, who would you be without that thought? Who would you be without that story? That terrible story, that difficult, rough, stressful, painful, sad, troubling story. Who would you be without that? And then we move all the way into the turnarounds. So if I'm thinking I'm worthless in a situation, I can turn that around and hold, I am worthy. Who would I be without the thought I'm worthless? What if I turned it all the way around? I'm worthy. Then I can pace, and I can imagine what it's like to walk around my living room, around in the kitchen. I can go outside, put on my coat, walk around the block, keep walking. Something is happening with the energy in the body, and it's wonderful, and I stay silent, and I just look around, and I keep feeling what it's like in this body to not have that uncomfortable thought and to hold the turnaround. I am worthy. How would I walk if I was worthy? How would I walk if I wasn't overwhelmed with craving, if I didn't have to follow a craving like a command? What would it feel like right now to do that? So there are two kinds of techniques that I'm aware of and never have been trained in. One is called EMDR. I can't even remember on the top of my head at the moment what it stands for, but you might have seen it before. You can actually Google it or look at YouTube videos where the eyes look back and forth as you're considering memories and some of these exact same thoughts that are posed in the work. What are your feelings? Can you name it? How are you reacting? What's your belief? Who would you be without that thought? Who would you be without that story? And it gives you something for your eyes to do, and it's been quite successful and really helpful for people that have traumatic experiences or when you're really worked up, which sometimes happens when you feel incredible craving and you're not hungry. The other thing that offers some movement, so you're not just holding still in meditation, is emotional freedom technique. You might have seen that one too. It starts like this. And you say, even though I am feeling unworthy right now, and you can learn sort of a way to speak your turnaround, but keep in action. And there's a little certain movement where you come to the top of the head and you move down. I don't have it even memorized by heart, but I know many people like it. I like keeping things so incredibly simple that, I can even just do this and it helps, right? Pacing. So I just want to put forward first, in this, feeling trauma, feeling big, wide, huge, intense emotions, feeling very passionate, the way craving or the way the pull will feel towards food sometimes, and then we'll think, wow, if I could just meditate. You can do meditation, you can bring it down slowly, ride the wave and begin to just walk or move around or do something, dancing meditation. Dancing is incredible. Just moving however you move, whatever's natural for you, to kind of get the energy expressed through your body. Now, actual sitting meditation. What's wonderful is if you can write an inquiry or be facilitated in inquiry using the work of Byron Katie. So powerful. Write out your answers, do the work, then close your eyes and sit for 15 minutes. Set a timer if you need to. There's a fantastic meditation timer that you can put as an app on your phone, and you can set all kinds of quantities of minutes in that timer. I put it in all the time, and it will ring with a little gong. You can get to choose, do you want one gong or two? Sounds just like a meditation bowl. Beautiful gong at the end of your meditation. You can sit in stillness and quiet and just let your own inquiry sink into you. Just keep feeling it in your body and relax. The only thing to do is relax. It can be really wonderful to meditate for 15 minutes with your eyes closed in silence after you write inquiry or after someone facilitates you. And the last thing that I love is tiny little bits and pieces of meditation throughout any day. Who would you be without your story? Who would you be without your thought? All the stressful thoughts that you ever have, especially people who have compulsive eating. Who would you be without your story that you are fat, that you need to lose weight, that you should be different, that there's something wrong with you? Who would you be without the story that you aren't worthy, or you're not getting it right, or you failed again, or that your cravings are some kind of weird thing that no one else has? Who would you be without your story? And to just wonder, off and on throughout the day, just for a little minute. All right, let me know how it goes.